Guys, welcome back to this channel. Today we're reviewing the new-ish, came out in like August or something, Ryan Reynolds movie, Free Guy. So, as a whole, this is a nice, fun video game movie about this video game called Free City, where these people are trying, it's a little bit complicated, I'll explain in a little bit. So, as a whole, I don't know what else to say, but I think we can get right into it. Starting off with what this movie's about. This movie's about this guy named, Guy. And he's NPC that has this job of, he's a banker. And he meets this girl with these sunglasses. And the sunglass people are the actual players, which we learn later in the movie. And then this takes him on this wild adventure as an NPC, as a sunglass wearer, and then people in the real world discover stuff involving like NPC and like I don't know what the word is, a digital, I can't think of it, like some sort of digital software or something, and yeah, pretty cool. I don't really have much else to say. Now you have the good. Starting at the good, this is a very entertaining movie. Throughout this entire movie, I'm always on the edge of my seat, really enjoying everything, and as a whole, by the time you get to the end with the message involving living kind of a free life, it's a little hard to explain, but that whole message really worked for me. I mean, I wasn't really like emotionally attached to it, but like the sequences near the ending of the movie all worked for me. And as a whole, I thought that was all fantastic. And Ryan Reynolds is just amazing here. This is one of his better performances of like his non-comedy ones. Like I noticed that like compared to like Deadpool, for example, he's not like cracking jokes left and right like he is in that movie, for example. But in here, I mean, I wouldn't call this a serious performance at all, but more serious than some of his other ones. And that's kind of cool. But I think he's fantastic. He's probably my favorite part. Even some of the other side casts, like I don't know any of their names, but they all do a good job. Taika Waititi's absolutely fantastic as the villain Antoine or something. I thought he was great. And as a whole, it's just like, I feel like this movie's sort of a hidden gem. It's, so far, I think possibly the best movie of summer 2021. I preferred this over a bunch of other stuff. So as a whole, really fun film, and there's a lot of heart to this movie. It's filled with it. Like there's nothing really, like everything just kind of works, and I don't really have anything really negative to say about this movie. It's just I'm not a huge video game kind of movie fan, like because I'm not a huge video game fan. I have nothing wrong with video games. Like I'm not against them or anything. I'm just I used to play loads of video games like when I was much younger. But now I kind of don't, so I don't know if on like a video game level this movie kind of connects to me. So it's a little hard for me to connect to this movie, but the message in general still works. And I think this movie has just something to say, and I think honestly if this movie came out during, I mean I know it couldn't, but like if it came out around like May of 2020, I think that's when it was supposed to come out. I think this movie would have been fantastic to watch. I think it would have been even better during COVID rather than right now. And I think people were excited, and I don't know if they were let down. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. So overall, I recommend this movie. Go check it out. But I have one tiny little nitpick. And that tiny little nitpick is that I actually have two. First one, I think as a whole, the story is a bit uneven. Because at one point, once he gets the sunglasses, then he is off kind of doing his own thing, trying to get this girl, and then the whole day kind of restarts. He has the glasses, puts them on, the whole thing happens. And then there's just one point where two of the side characters come into the game, and then are trying to get rid of him. And then later in the movie, and then 20 or 30 minutes later, they discover this, and then realize it's this like technological software thing. I don't know how to describe it really. And it's a little weird because I was like, wait, what? when I was watching it, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother the movie, but it hurts the story. I do think the story's a little uneven here. It doesn't really. It doesn't hinder my enjoyment, but on a story level, it's a bit clunky. And as a whole, there are two other things. Near the end, when you get to the data destruction thing, I mean, you kind of have to, and I think that this movie in general, you kind of have to accept some of its flaws. I feel like with its sort of way of destroying parts of a game or something, it's a little weird how they do that. And there's some very I enjoy this personally with Chris Evans cameo, but there's some very apparent Disney references because I think this movie was made when by the time Disney bought Fox, so you can kind of notice that a little bit. That doesn't bother me that much. Final thing is, how would people know that that island was made by those other people rather than the villain? That kind of confuses me a little bit because like they could just assume it's a part of the game. So it's a bit weird, but I think the Antoine character, I think he's really fun. He's one of the better parts. But I think especially Taika Waititi's performance. So as a whole, none of this stuff really bothers me that much. But if I have to nitpick, because I have to include the bad, of course, or something like that. But if I have to nitpick, this is the one little thing that I have to nitpick. But that's it. So as a whole, this movie's pretty fantastic. I give this like an 8.8 out of 10. This is over probably my third or fourth favorite movie of 2021. I think nobody, No Time to Die and Shang-Chi, I would say, top this slightly. And whenever I see Snyder Cut, that probably will take this over. Maybe even Suicide Squad. I haven't seen. I gotta see Dune sometime soon. I was gonna watch it, but then I didn't because I was in the like Bond binge watch. This was before my bar mitzvah, so it was a bit of a complicated situation. So as overall, I really recommend this. If you're a big fan of like these kind of movies, then I recommend go checking this out. Has a lot of heart to it. I think there's something going to be on these movies. I think it might get even better in rewatch because then I'll start to understand some things even more. And as a whole, this is a really fun film. It's a lot of heart. I keep mentioning this, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I recommend to go watch this movie pretty much right after this review, or I don't know. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, I am gonna start a Planet Coaster series. I got the game for Hanukkah, and yeah, I wonder how that would go. I'll start like a week for testing, and then I'll start maybe next week or even tonight. I don't know. So, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.